little intro just before we get started into the episode, just to let you know this is part 2 of this month's recap of things that myself and Thineth watched this month, in which we continue our discussion about the 28 franchise and we talk about 28 years later, and then we have a long old discussion about the Bear season 4 and the ways that we do in fact believe it is a comedy. So that's what you've got to look forward to in here, and then we wrap it up with Thineth talking a lot about like the stuff he's watched this month. And it's a fun little, end to last week's bit. So if you haven't listened to last week's bit, you can hear the introduction into this discussion about 28 years later at the end of our last episode, plus all the stuff we talked about the Emmys. We will be back next month with another episode at some point in August. I'm not exactly sure when, with another person. Who knows who that will be? I will figure it out when we get there. But thank you for listening, and enjoy the episode. I do want to talk about it properly. So if you haven't seen 28 Years Later and you want to, then this would be one of those spots where like I'm gonna spoil some stuff. It's fucking phenomenal. If you like 28 Days Later a lot and are in the similar spot to Thineth specifically, 28 Years Later is you'll love it. Like you can't like, and I do think it's extremely funny. Spoiler time, that because they. From the end of 28 weeks, they're like, oh my god, the infections made it to mainland Europe, and then within like no time in 28 years later they were like, yeah, they sorted that, don't worry about it.
Yeah, they took care of it. Doesn't matter. I mean, Britain's fucked, but like everywhere else is fine.
And you know what, as it probably should be, if they can't like we are an island, like cut us off from the rest of the world if it's going to be that like dramatic, like yeah, obviously that's the way it's gonna go.
But yeah, I love because like the way the 28 weeks later ends is like, it's just like this dramatic, scene where like the infected run out of like a subway tunnel into Paris, and they're like, it's like, oh no, they've made it to Paris. Oh no, this is the end. And it's like,
Yeah,
nope.
they were never gonna survive in France. Have you met the
Yeah.
French?
Yeah. Have you played Expedition 33? I haven't, but
I have. You need to play Expedition 33.
look, I know just we'll get to Death Stranding 2 at some point later on. But yeah, I will play it eventually. But yeah, the French are too powerful.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, and then we
They're
get
not fucking around.
like yeah, no, have you seen the catacombs?
It's
I know
true.
if there's anybody that's seen the catacombs, it's fucking Ray Fiennes' character
Hey,
in this
hey,
movie.
man. Oh my God. So I wrote an
What a
article
guy.
for Couch Soup because I watched 20 years later, and then I went on Letterboxd afterwards, and there was just like a whole bunch of, not
Yep.
everybody, most people got it, but there was a significant like little selection of people in the Letterboxd review section that were like, I like the first half of this movie, but the second half is like, I don't know where the fuck they were going with that. And I'm like, this is what I mean about people refusing to engage with big emotions.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
like they're like the movie goes, hey, here's like a genuinely like sweet and like meaningful discussion about what it means to like honor the dead and like recognize that death needs to happen, and like the natural life cycle of people and letting go and all of these like huge like big hard emotions, but like done in a way that is genuinely so beautiful and so moving.
Yeah.
Like and then you've just got all these like guys, and I do think it was mostly men.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like not to sweep with a large brush, but I'm gonna sweep with a bit of a brush. I do think it was mostly men being like, oh, but like I just wanted like the first half of the movie was great because it was like all these really cool kills and all this sort of stuff. And then the second
Yeah.
half of the movie got like the human stuff started getting really in the way. I'm like, did you watch 28 Days Later?
God.
Like that's
Yeah.
the point.
Yeah. It's
What are
like
we doing here?
I mean these are definitely people who thought the 28 weeks was the better movie out of
Yeah.
the first two. And it's like, guys, I hate to break it to you, but like there's a reason why Days and Years are made by the same creative team, and and they share a lot of the same sort of ideas
DNA.
and vibes. Yeah, because it's like it's about human beings. That's what it's about. It's not about I mean, well, it is sort of about, zombies, well, infect or whatever.
But like it's infected, it's about the infected in the way that the infected are people, and like
Yeah.
the entire point of Ray Fiennes' character is that he's honoring both of them, both people who are infected and people who are not infected, who have died in the exact same way because they deserve the respect and the rights that are given to them in death that like anybody does. And he like genuinely like holds it's about a genuine love of humanity. It's about like being important and like and recognizing the importance of other people and kindness in like other people
Yeah,
around us. But people are like, oh my God, no, here's the thing. So I saw I around this time I saw an article because I'm very excited for The Life of Chuck coming out next month
yeah,
here in
yeah,
the UK.
for
I'm
sure.
so fucking
Same.
excited. That and Materialists, I want to see both of them. But they're
That.
both out
Yep.
in August, and
Yep.
I'm just like I want them so bad. I saw an article headline about The Life of Chuck. So I saw this headline, and I was like, it again, it's that thing of like, people do in fact be pissing me off because like they see anything with like a big complicated emotion, they're like, no. Or
Nah.
anything that like actually engages in the idea that like, hey, I think we should be actually like more kind and compassionate to each other and more willing to accept like
Oh
like
boy.
people's like flaws and like they like and just like be more open to what people are going through. And people are like, how fucking dare you?
Yeah. It's
Um
like, no, not for me. Not in
where's
my echo chamber.
where's the bit? Here we go. Life of Chuck forces twee positivity in a time when we need it the
Oh.
least. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? If
Oh my
anything, we
God.
need positivity more. We need like genuine, like deep positivity more than ever. Like we need a
Yeah.
recognition of like the horror, not even the horror of death, but like the hardship of death and the love that comes out like from losing something and the recognition that like that kind of grief comes from like being really attached to something and then no longer having it by the end, like and
Yeah.
like the fact that things are ephemeral but like recognizing that and being willing to engage in it anyway. Like these are the things that are important about living life, and I think 28 years later does this so well because it like sets up such this like it's so isolation. The Holy Island is so isolationist. Like anybody with eyes can tell like half of the stuff going on in this movie is a Brexit analogy. Like that's just like
Yeah.
it's not quite about that, I think. It like in the sort of thematics of it all, it's like, yeah, well, this is feels it's a there's a Brexit analogy going on. There's definitely a British isolationist viewpoint being put on display because it's like there's like there's such a traditionalist like ideology in this country, and I think that the film puts it on blast really well. And like it shows like because it for me specifically, I'm like, that feels really familiar but in like not a good way. Like in like a this feels like the early 2000s to me. It's like they're stuck in the early 2000s. Like this is the vibe I remember growing up with, kind of a thing where there was like there was obviously such a big move in like culturally in the 2000s, but a lot of the like traditionalist values that come out, I'm like, that feels really familiar actually. And very much something that I remember seeing a lot of as a child. And then taking the second half to like it's the first half of the movie gives the people who want that sort of thing exactly what they want, right? It's like it's the there's a good amount of horror. I was so glad when that wasn't the whole movie. Like I
Yeah.
cannot tell you how
That.
glad I
Oh
was
my God.
because like
Yeah.
the
No.
trailer is fantastic. We know this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a
No.
fucking
It's one of the
phenomenal
best.
trailer, but I saw it on my birthday and I was like, I don't know if I'm in the mood to watch like that for 2 hours. And then it was like, it's not for 2 hours. I went, oh my fucking God, for that.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, no, the way the movie pivots, in the middle, like pretty much exactly in the middle,
Mm.
is it's so good. It's so clever, and it perfectly, yeah, encapsulates both perspectives. Where it's like you get, this sort of like masculine, violent, but like, interesting sort of like here's the traditional stuff. Here's like, them going out and hunting, and trying to figure out, what's going on the mainland. But then the pivot in the middle where it's like, you literally kick the father out, and it's like, nope, it's Jodie Comer time, baby, because yeah, Jodie Comer comes in and she steals the show. Like
As
oh my
she's
God,
wont to do.
yeah, yeah, I keep seeing posts, because like, every time I see a new movie, like my Instagram is just full of like nothing but posts about that specific movie, but in this case, it was basically just nonstop posts of like Jodie Comer, delivering yet another Academy Award worthy performance. Average day for her.
Average
Fork found
day.
in kitchen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fork
like
found in kitchen for sure.
because like like every time she just delivers. She's so fucking amazing in this movie. Um, like I think about the scene where she defends I can't remember the kid's name, but
Um, Spike.
but
The
Spike,
kid's
yeah.
name actual name is Alfie, which is where I was getting stuck. I
Oh
was like, his
yes.
name's Spike. His name's Spike.
But the way she defends him as he's dead asleep
Yeah,
completely, and we just it's such a powerful moment. It's so beautiful.
and it's one of
Um,
my favorite bits of the
it's
entire
so
film.
yeah. Yeah, it's such an incredible show of strength, but strength from love,
Mm.
and like not as a means of like being masculine or bravado or like anything like that. Like with the dad to kind of cover up his shortcomings. But it's like no, it's even when she's struggling and even when she's she doesn't really know 100% where she is at times, she will absolutely go to bat for her son. And oh my God, it's just like stuff like that just really hit me. It's what hits me about these movies. It's just like the emotional bits. Like just to go back to Days a bit, like I kind of brought this up briefly because, I did something wild after I saw this movie, which is I wrote like a 1,500 word essay. It was not an essay. It was
Stream
nonsense.
of consciousness.
Yeah, but I basically wrote like 1,500 words because I was like, I need to get all my thoughts out on this movie. But like one of the things I sort of brought up briefly was that one of the scenes that hit me really hard in the first movie specifically was had nothing to do with the infected, but it was the scene where Killian, I'm just gonna call him that.
Jim.
Um, Jim, that's it. Where Jim finds his dead parents
Parents.
right in bed, and that was the scene that like legitimately threw me completely because I was like, oh fuck, like it really made me tear up because it was just the notes that they left for him, the fact that they, wanted him to not wake up from his coma. It was just like, but the fact that he did, and the fact that he has to keep living despite the fact that, he doesn't get to see his parents ever again. Like that sort of vibe is what I love about years, 28 years, because yeah, it's about, like you said, I mean, you basically covered all of it, but yeah, it's about death. It's about recognizing that these people, infected or otherwise, lived as much as they possibly could, regardless of, if they were children or adults. They lived as much as they possibly could, and that should be celebrated. And it's God, it's just all of that stuff, and like just the way that they shoot it, the way they edit it all together at the very end there with the ritual, the final ritual of the movie. Not to give it completely away, but like the final ritual is just so it was so profoundly emotional that like I felt like I was the only person in the cinema who was like like having a physical reaction
I
to it.
was
Like I was
weeping,
crying. Yeah.
and I was like, I was weeping and like so genuinely moved, and but like so happy about the fact that I was like so genuine. I was like,
Yeah.
this was so not how I was expecting this movie to be, and I'm more glad than anything that that it is what it turned out to be, right?
Yeah.
I was just like, because I mean, I've said it many times, and I will continue to say it over and over again. I have such a thing about like the way that death is presented in media. I think it's one of those things that I'm very connected to, and like I find very important and moving. And like when it's done well, I'm like, this is the sort of thing I want like more people to like engage with, because especially death in Western society specifically,
Mm.
like it doesn't get the like there's there's in Britain especially there's a sort of like that keep calm and carry on mentality
Yeah, it's
tends
just
to
like
like
you
take
keep
over.
your head down.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you can have your emotion, but like don't have it too much in public. Don't have it too loudly. Don't have it like you can have it for this amount of time, but then you have to get over it and all this sort of stuff. And there's not we don't give death rites nearly as much credence as I think we should. Whereas in a lot of
Mm.
other cultures, you have a lot of like there's a lot of rituals, and obviously funerals and all that sort of stuff are more about the living than they are about the dead, right? And that is, but like it should also be about the honoring of a life and the
Yeah.
recognition of like that life and like the things that it has like done, like and the impact that it had on the people, like and the life that the person has led and the impact that that life had on other people and all that sort of stuff. And I think we would do much better as a society, generally speaking, if we were less afraid of engaging in those emotions, which is
Mm.
like one of big things, like I say, people don't want to engage in big, heavy emotions. They're like, oh, they're too big and scary, so I have to run away from them now. I'm like, no, be sad. It's not a bad thing, for fuck's sake. And I think that this movie exemplifies that so much, especially when you watch the trailer and you see all of those bone monuments, and you're like, this feels terrifying. And then you get there and it's like
Yeah.
the most beautiful, like
Yeah.
moving thing you've ever seen. And like they could be grotesque. I think in lesser hands, that whole
Hmm.
section could have felt weirdly ominous, right? But at no
Yeah.
point did I feel that. But it's serene. It's like a garden. Like, and I'm
I mean,
just like,
because like,
oh,
I
continue.
mean, yeah, like because like, I mean, lore about me. I went to Paris like 9 years ago,
Mm,
and we did go down into the catacombs to see, all the, frankly endless amount of skeletons and bones and things. And it's one of those things where like you always hear people say like, oh, that's horrifying. Oh my God, there's so many dead people there. That's really disturbing. But like, it genuinely is. Like, I don't know if it hit me at the time, to be honest, because it was, like I said, 9 years ago, and I can't remember shit. But looking back on it, it really is something that like I'm glad I was able to experience because it is genuinely peaceful,
mm,
and it's I mean a little haunting, I guess, but like those are all people. Like those endless skulls and bones and arrangements and everything, those were all people that are under there. And it's like walking through that. Like first of all, you have to like walk down a crazy staircase to get down there. It's insane. Like it takes forever. But then when you get down there, it's like yeah, just walking through those corridors. You can get lost down there, but like if you have a guide, you can figure things out. But yeah, just it's all lit by torchlight. It's incredibly beautiful. And
mm,
at least when I look back on it, I'm like, damn, I'm so lucky I was able to experience that because, I don't think most people have. And it's just, like where in the world can you find something like that? Like it's not just in this movie, it's in real life.
mm,
And so I know I'm glad that I got to experience that because yeah, like I said, those are all lives. Those are all lives lived, centuries ago. And, we don't know who those people are really, but the fact that they exist at all in that form is something we should, you know, be aware of and keep with us because yeah, it's I don't know. That's kind of that's the whole point. That's
yeah.
the whole point of living.
It's the point. It is
Yeah.
the point. Um, but yeah, 20 is 1,000% worth seeing. You,
Yes.
like if you listen to all that and they we don't we didn't even talk about the Jimmies.
Oh my God.
I don't think we need to. I like not telling people
No.
about the
No, no,
Jimmies,
no, no, no,
but
no. But I will say,
crazy ending to the movie.
yeah.
Absolutely batshit. I'm so excited about the next one.
Oh my God. So like when I heard that the ending was crazy, I was like, okay, you know, I don't know what to expect, but like,
Right.
I'm sure it'll be a vibe. And then that happened, and I was like, what the fuck?
Like you genuinely, it's like you get through this entire like beautiful second half of the movie,
Yeah.
and then the last 5 minutes happen, and you're like, what? Huh? Because like I read
And
the first
yeah.
thing I read was the Empire review, and they were like, like you can't guess what's happening in the last at the end of this film, and I was like, sure, and I was going to like, what's like the weirdest thing I could think of?
Yeah,
Not
exactly. Yeah.
that.
Nope. And
Wasn't gonna
yeah,
get
and
anywhere close to that.
again, the people that are like, criticizing the movie, criticizing the ending, being like, it was too silly and like ridiculous and like it took me out of the movie completely. I'm like, guys, you don't get it. Where is your
Honestly,
media? Yeah.
I'm more on board with people who are like that ending's
Mm.
not going to do it for me because I'm like it is a swing.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a swing. And like the more you know about it, the more like kind of horrifying it becomes. But I'm so excited about what it means for whatever
Mm.
comes next. And we know that in the next at the end of the next movie, we're going to be getting we're getting Jim back. Could get Jim back.
Jim's back, and hopefully we find out what happened to the others too.
I would just,
Um,
yeah, no, absolutely love to find
but
out
yeah.
like what happened to the others as well. But like, uh,
Oh man,
in
I
the
can't I
same
can't
way
wait.
that the end of this movie happened, I believe like the way that Danny Boyle described it is that's how, like, not specifically how we're getting Jim back,
Mm.
but he's going to turn up right at the tail end
Yeah.
of the Bone Temple, um, which we don't
God,
have a
I'm
trailer for
so
yet.
excited. No?
Crazy
I
because it comes
mean,
out in January.
oh really?
It's like really soon.
Huh.
They filmed them back to back,
Jesus
so it's
Christ.
like.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So we're getting Bone Temple in January, but it's like, okay, when are we gonna hear about
Yeah,
the
I
trailer.
love a
Little,
trailer.
I
Trailer,
love a
please.
trailer.
Trailer,
Would you
please.
a little trailer for me for me?
Oh my God. But
Uh,
yeah, I will say, again, not getting too much into it, but second movie of the year where Jack O'Connell plays a wacky guy.
Wild. Just I'm so excited that this is like the niche that Jack O'Connell has suddenly found himself in. Obviously, whatever he wants to do
Yeah.
with his career, he seems like he's fantastic at like basically
Yeah.
everything. But if this is like a thing that he's really enjoying doing, I hope that he keeps doing it because like he's so fun
God.
in like both those roles. Um, but I think it's time to move on.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
would you like to talk about next?
Ooh, okay. I mean, do you want to go with something? Because I feel like maybe we could do back and forth, or
I think that because
I don't know.
we've gone on for a bit now, so I don't want to go on
Oh yeah.
too much longer.
Okay.
I don't
All
think I've
good.
got anything huge to talk about from here, she says,
Okay. I mean, we do have
uncertainly.
like the shared things as well.
Yeah, but this is the thing because
Yeah.
like the opposite the obvious thing for I think for the both of us would probably be to talk about season 4 of The Bear, just like
Yes.
quickly, just to
Yeah.
give
Yeah.
it a once over because I finished The Librarians, huge, loved it, had a
Yeah.
great time. I was trying to go back to ER. I did my rant. Uh, w as much as I would love to be like, we should talk about Taskmaster, I don't think it's going to fit in,
No.
other than
Yeah.
like,
It is
hey
on my
guys,
list. Yeah. I mean,
hey guys, if you're not watching Taskmaster and you want to start somewhere, series 19, great
yeah.
place to start.
Well,
If you've never,
actually, isn't it the joke that it's season 19 because of
because of Jason.
because
Well, that's
yeah.
why I stopped myself because Jason called it season 19
Yeah.
and they went, absolutely the fuck not. You are in our country, you say series.
No, but like they renamed the YouTube videos to season
Oh, that's
because
funny.
just
Oh,
for him,
bless him.
which I love. It makes me happy. Um,
But yeah, if you want to
but
start
yeah,
somewhere, if
so
you've
like,
never seen Taskmaster, Series 19, absolutely one to go for. Like, because
God,
the great thing about Taskmaster is you can start anywhere, and then it's just like, well, I'll just go back to the beginning and go from here. But like, so fucking funny.
absolutely. But yeah, it's probably one of the funny, if not the funniest season. Did not mean to say season that pointedly, but you know,
Season. No.
you gotta do it for Jason. Even though he did not get up on the roof by the end, and that breaks my
Well, it
heart.
was
But
a
at the same time, I do get it.
it was a health
Yeah,
and safety hazard. They can't let him up on the roof. It's not
yeah.
allowed.
And it's like I get it, but like also, God, that would have been so satisfying.
I
Um,
I stand by that episode 5 is the hardest I've laughed at, like at Taskmaster specifically, but also at like generally anything in ages. Just what a great cast. It was just fun. Like,
so funny. Fat, I mean, like literally all five of them,
Fatia,
absolute bangers. Fatty, my
love
beloved.
her.
Oh my God, you wanker!
I love her,
So funny.
BB.
Oh
She's
my
so
God.
cute. I love her. Like, genuinely so
Oh
cute.
my God. Like the little like smile she does with like the blinking crack me up every single time. She like tilts her head. Oh my God.
She's
So
just
good.
adorable and like just so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because my smell is seductive, dickhead.
Dickhead. Dickhead. So good. Um,
Icon. But
oh, they'll let anyone on this show swear down, bro.
swear, swear fucking down.
Got everybody in the club saying bro because of her. It's so
Iconic.
funny. God,
But
what a
yes,
legend.
I think final thing, we'll do a quick run through of The Bear season 4 because we've
Yes.
both watched
And
it.
and then I can do like a quick like rapid fire of like very briefly like the other things on my list
Yeah,
just
do
like
that.
very quickly. Yeah, yeah,
You-
for sure. But yeah, we can do the bear next.
Okay.
Because yeah, I promise I'll keep the other ones really short because yeah, there's not much to say.
I think we'll do a quick run
Okay.
through because you and I it's nice. I'm glad that somebody else agrees with me on the bear because like I
Yep.
have a lot of big like I love the bear. Obviously, there's a lot of people who are like they haven't quite recaptured the essence of season 2, and I think that that is a fair like but like season 2 was such a fucking peak. I don't know if
Yeah,
you can ever get anywhere close to that again.
I mean, like genuinely, like I think with season two, I'm pretty sure it was like 5 out of the 10 episodes were all S tier, 10 out of 10.
Bangers.
Like, and yeah, and you can't really beat that.
It's like, how do you
Like
get any closer?
50%.
You don't,
Yeah,
like, really,
no,
honestly. But the people acting like the show has completely fallen off a cliff are wrong.
no, no. I mean, I'm a season three defender, as I think you are as well.
Yeah.
Like season three,
I have
was it slow?
criticisms. I have criticisms
Yes.
about season 3. Sure. But you and I both know that the work they did in season 3 was absolutely there to do the payoff in season 4. Like, that was
Yeah.
so obvious from like the outset.
I mean, yeah, it was very clear that like, yeah, I mean, because also like, I don't know why people were expecting another season of The Bear to be as fire as season two was right after season two dropped. Like, season two was amazing. You can't do the same thing for the entirety of season three because then it's like, well, that's just way too much. You needed like a bit of a lull, a bit of a
Hmm.
dip to be like, okay, let's take a breather, let's relax, and kind of figure out what Kami's deal is as as we're kind of going through the fallout, but also seeing how he's like being very self-destructive, as it was fairly obvious that he was doing that with the menu changes and the restaurant changes
This
and
is what
everything.
I mean. People don't know how to deal with people who have big emotions.
And it's like it was so clear that like yeah, Kami was absolutely doing all of this because he just wasn't willing to address the core issues within
Yep,
himself and within the system. And that's the whole point of the show. And then you get to season four, and like then we start dealing with it, and it's like, yes, this is the payoff to season three. And
literally.
also season three had some great episodes as well. Like,
Yeah,
let's be real.
ice
Yeah.
chips, napkins. Those are
I
my
mean,
favorites. I
I
stand
mean,
by
even
them.
the first episode, I think. Oh no, not the first. But I mean, the first episode was
No, the
good.
first
It
episode
was a
was great.
nice.
I really
Yeah,
liked the
yeah,
first
yeah, yeah,
episode. People
yeah,
were very mean about it, but I loved
yeah.
it.
I loved it. I loved. Yeah, I
It was
loved
such a
just seeing.
vibe.
Yeah, the backstory. Yeah, it was really nice. But then like the second episode, I think was the first one that was sort of like in the
Traditional.
new sort of system. Yeah, like the new sort of system, and it was so chaotic. But I loved it. It was so well shot, so well done that it was just like, okay, now we're kind of getting back into the vibes of that season. But season
It,
four,
if yeah, it
oh
feels to me like people keep wanting the show to get back to a place of like super chaos, and like I
yeah,
don't think that funnily enough, it's not sustainable that way. Like
yeah, and like
and
that's not the point.
you can't sustain the entire show on that like adrenaline high that like a lot of the first and
Yeah,
the second season went off of. And like season three did the chaos really well, but like it was like spinning wheels with no traction, right? It was a lot of things happening, but like not like resolving because funnily enough, nobody's like addressing any of the issues.
yeah,
Specifically Kami, because we all know that Kami can't communicate to save his life. But
nope.
I maintain, and I love Sid. I love her
Mm.
desperately. I'm Pride of Ireland, Iron Dibbery. We all know this, but uh, Sid also can't communicate to save her life.
Nope.
I know she tries. I think she tries a
Mm.
bit more, but she does not express her feelings like in the way that
Yeah,
she should. Like, and every time she tries, she kind of spins her wheels a bit. She's not very good at actually vocalizing the things that are bothering her. Um,
yeah.
Not that I
Until
need
she
everybody.
starts to.
And yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
like, and not also not that I need everybody to start talking in therapy speak. But
Mm.
I feel like there's times where she's not, she's also not in connection, like in or like looking at what she's feeling and why she's feeling it and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because like I think there's a lot of stuff that she puts specifically on Kami, which correct. Like yeah,
Yeah.
like
For sure.
there are reasons for all of that. 100% understand that, but there's like other stuff that I think that she's not looking at for herself. And I think part of that is the fact that she won't like recognize that she's really fucking good at what she does.
Oh my God. Yeah, there were so many moments. I mean, like, I think, I had to replay the ending of I don't know which episode it was, but it was like one of the early ones, like three or four or something, where
In
like,
season four.
she takes over the pass from Tina. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She takes over from Tina and she starts cooking the pasta. And I was like sitting there, I was like, wait, what's going on? And then I realized Kami was timing her and I was like, wait a second. And then the timer popped up and I was like,
Did it under
fuck
three.
me. She got like what,
She did
two
it.
minutes
Yeah, she
30 or
did it under
something?
3 minutes, and she didn't even have to think
Yeah,
about it.
2 minutes
It's like
30.
it's like you
And
can
like
what
even
like
yeah,
it's so highlighted throughout the entire season how much Kami's looking at going, oh, she's better than me, or like she's on my level. I think is
yeah,
probably like I think no, probably Kami thinks that she is better than him, but I think he probably thinks that in the way that
yeah,
like she doesn't have my baggage and therefore she will be like so great and she doesn't need me and all this sort of stuff and like you can tell he's like seeding the like I like when I say that like when I say Sid avoids things, I mean I spent the entire fucking season going, would you look at the partnership agreement? I'm going to kill you.
yeah. That was one of those things where like yeah, carried on from season three. I was just like, oh my God, Sid, please just check it.
Sid, I'm
Because
begging
like it's
you.
so,
Sid,
especially because it was so clear that Kami was absolutely changing it to be like
you own
I'm
it.
want you to be in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah. but what I love about the season is like, and again, this is one of those things where like I'm glad that I'm like stepping away from social media because like with the stuff at least because like I mean I had faith that she wasn't gonna side with fucking Adam
Adam.
Shapiro. Like I had faith the whole time. I was like, there's no way she's siding with that dickhead
It's his
because he's
family.
such an asshole. Like he's
Mm.
yeah, like she like yes, the bear's chaotic. Yes, the bear is a mess, and Kami needs
To
so much
sort his
help.
shit out.
But like yeah, but like that's where she belongs. Like that's her family, and like and I mean obviously I mean even after like I mean even before the um the episode that she and Lionel Boyce wrote um
Great episode.
where we get like Adam like oh yeah that I mean that was one of my favorites like even before that episode I was like there's no way she's gonna side with Adam, come on. But then when he started like patronizing her and like being very very white, like
Bro,
playing
like
hip
I
hop.
honestly was
Oh
like,
sorry.
I'm about to like take myself out.
Yeah, yeah.
Adam, it's that whole bit,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
of her going, of him being like, "We have to come
God.
over," and then he's like blasting hip hop, and he's like, "Okay," and then when she puts
Yeah, and it
on,
was like your Afro-Caribbean influences, and it was just like, oh.
it's like I need this guy
And
to
like,
shut the fuck
and
up.
I was just like sitting there, like, yeah. And even after that, I was like, okay, please tell me you're not going to side with this guy because like he is trying so hard and he's just so cringe. And
You
thankfully, yeah,
could
she
t
did not
tell the
because why
moment
would
where
she?
she like finally like calls him to be like, "Hey, I'm not coming to work with you," and he goes like full like
Yeah,
wounded soldier about the whole thing, like trying to like passive aggressively make her feel bad for not choosing him, and it's like fuck right the way off, like fuck, like I knew this was coming, but also like
yeah.
fuck right the way
It's
off.
just like astonishing the level of ego. But like, yeah, again, like, I mean, I'm so glad that yeah we did get that moment where it was just like, okay, bye. You're a dick and we don't need you anymore. Because yeah, it was so obvious. And I also love, by the way, that like it's never brought up in the show explicitly, but I love that like everybody from Ever is cool except for that guy. And like they all come up like Jess comes over, Garrett comes over, the other guy that whose name I don't know comes over. But not Adam Shapiro, and I wonder why.
He's often like, I'm going to make my
Um
own cool dirt restaurant, and like you get to be in charge. But like also,
yeah,
but it's not really. She's not actually in charge. And I think that's one of the things that was
no,
so great about that episode that Lionel Boyce and Io Adibria did
yeah.
together was like the metaphor that she uses for like, oh, I'm going over to
Oh
like
yeah.
I could go over to like and the dad there is really like it's not you don't
Yeah.
get to be in charge in
The
that place because
sleepover.
there's still the dad. Like the dad's
Yeah.
still in charge. You're just a kid who gets to like play in the toolbox. It's like that's not the same thing as like somebody coming in and mentoring you and like actually believing in your like worth and all that sort of stuff.
So like and yeah, like for all Kami's faults, like he absolutely does give a shit about, Sydney's culinary ability
Hmm.
and like, he respects her, whereas like Adam does not. Like I mean, Adam knows that Sydney's a good chef, but like he definitely thinks he's better than her, which he isn't. And that's the difference, right? Like Kami absolutely knows that she's better than him.
Hmm.
And and I love that I mean I just love the fucking journeys, right? Like where Sydney, goes to New York one time and she tries a meal from Kami and then all these years later, she's cooking in the same kitchen with him, there's friction, but then gradually it's like no, she's better than him. She's surpassed him and it's like, oh, that's so good. That's so cool. And I love that he knows that and he supports her, which is fantastic.
Yeah. My
Uh,
big thing when it comes to the bear is that I can't engage with it's like it's so wild to me that the bear got like the fandom that it did because it's a group of people that don't seem to realize that this show's never going to give them what they wanted from it,
no.
which is like Sid and Kami are not getting together, nor should they, because Kami's a mess and shouldn't be with anybody. Uh,
Well, I, I do think that like he and Claire could work things out
I'm fine with
based
that.
on this season.
I'm not a
Yeah.
Claire hater. The weird
Mm.
amount of hate that comes with Claire's like such a non like
Yeah.
factor in like 90% of what's going on. The fact that people hate her so much is wild to me. I'm like, she's just
Yeah.
there, man. I don't know
She's
what to
just
tell you.
normal.
She's just
Like
a
she's just
she's just a doctor. Like she's like doing
yeah.
absolutely nothing wrong, and people are like, this fucking bitch. And I'm like, what's wrong with what? Are you okay?
No,
Like she's
apparently not. I
she's
mean,
so not like an actual fact. Like the show, despite the fact that it gives romance to Kami with Claire and all this sort of stuff,
Mm.
clearly doesn't care enough about making it like a forefront thing. Like it's not pushing romance for the sake of romance. It's pushing it because this is
No.
another aspect to Kami's like varying relationships. Like it's not actually about romance. And the thing that fucks me off so much is that people are acting like they've been baited over and over again when everybody
God.
involved has been so clear that they don't want to put Sid and Kami together because that's not the
Yeah.
relationship that they want from them. And here's the thing. I get it. I do see it. I'm not blind. Like, I
Mm.
see they have a chemistry and it's phenomenal. And I
Yeah.
am the first person who will say those two are soulmates. I just don't think it's romantic. And
No,
I
it's
don't see
platonic.
why, like, it's not even like about like platonic as like I
Mm.
think it's fine, it's just platonic, but like they are
No.
100% soulmates. They are the two sides of the exact same coin. They are like, but like the idea that that kind of a relationship has to then be a romantic thing. When I'm gonna be honest, I've seen the way that Io and Jeremy interact with each other. I think if somebody asked them to kiss, they might both throw up.
Yeah,
Like,
I think they would quit. Yeah, they
I
would
think
quit the
they would
show.
be like, "What the fuck you mean? I'm not fucking kissing you." Like,
Yeah, it's like there's
like
no attraction.
I watched the way that like when they pulled out all of Jeremy Allen White's like
Yeah.
Calvin Klein ads like and forced the cast to look at them on like red carpets. I was like, "That's my coworker." I'm like, "You can't make these two make out. That would be so uncomfortable for them." Like they're professionals, like obviously.
Yeah.
But like I'm like I can't deal with the shipping nonsense.
Yeah.
Like I
And like
can't
they're
it
yeah.
pisses me off so much. I'm like I can't do this. I can't.
And it's like they're grown ass adults. Like and people online are acting like children, being like, "Oh my God, they should kiss. They clearly love each other." It's like,
It's like I'm
um,
sorry that your view of love is so like narrow that the idea of two people like being like the most important person people in each other's lives but not in a romantic way is like abhorrent to you. But the things I loved about season 4 was that it like and the things that do you know what season 4 did that I liked is that it actually followed through on the whole like concept of like forgiveness and like because I
mm,
think it gets brought up a lot in season 3, but like I think nobody's ready to look at it properly. It's like it's a thing that is like hanging over people's heads. It's but then season 4 is about like living it. It's about like actually stepping into accountability. It's about like trying to like actually make literal changes but in part still in like a self-destructive way because it's like you've got that entire episode 10 where I completely understand why Kami's doing what he's doing, where he's here there like, yeah, I'm leaving the entire thing. We're gonna get ourselves in a good place, and then you guys take over from here. I have to be done. Like I need to leave. And I think that in part, like the idea of that, like at the grain of it, I'm like, yeah, you haven't had lived any kind of your a life for yourself. You've just been dedicating it to this art form. And now you should get to go and like just see if there's anything else out there for you. The thing that I think is wrong about it is that he thinks he has to step out like completely forever.
mm,
I think he should have given him like the actual healthy thing to do, in my humble opinion, is that he takes time for himself to like completely get out and like with the ability to say, actually, I'm happier out. Like I'm in a better place out. I don't want to, get rid of all of my relationships to all of these lovely people that I love desperately, like my family, and all this sort of stuff. But I want the ability to say that I don't, that actually being out is the thing I want but not like taking it immediately, or like
mm,
going out and then realizing actually I have a lot more like inspirational stuff and like have found the love of cooking again. My hope is that season 5 is the last season and that it
yeah.
ends with Kami rediscovering the reasons why he loved to cook, but allowing Sid to be the one to call the shots so that he can be like just like a support pillar but not the thing pushing the ship, which is what he wants as well. I think that's exactly what he wants. I think he's just doing that thing where he's like, "Oh, I have to like take my hands off entirely, and I have ultimate trust in you that you will do this." And she's like, "Yeah, but you're fucking abandoning me because it's not about like the fact that I need you to be here. It's that I
Yeah.
want you to be here. Please be
Yeah.
here.
Like we want you to be here.
You
And
are
I
loved
love
in
that.
this space."
Yeah. God, I love that whole final episode because it was just so well, first of all, the choice to like leave it until like the leave those events until after that service
Hmm.
was brilliant because
Yeah,
like we've seen
we know what service
that
looks
stuff.
like.
Yeah, we know we know what's gonna happen. And so I love that it was just like okay, and scene, and it's like okay, or like and action. And it's like okay, here we go. Now we're into the we're finally addressing the issues that have been lingering since season three. And it's like we finally get to see these characters open up, and God, it was so satisfying. And I loved, you know, I mean, I loved first of all, the back and forth between Sydney and Kami, but then I loved Richie joining in. And at first, it's like, he comes in really heated, but then Kami brings up the funeral, and then it starts to, get a bit more heated, but then it brings Richie back down once Kami starts to open up more. And it's like, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I love these characters. And this is the satisfying payoff to everything that has been building to this moment, beyond just season three. And yeah, I loved it. I loved that the entire season just felt so healing in a lot of ways. Like I think the best example is the wedding episode,
Oh,
which was fucking brilliant.
yes.
Um, Probably, yeah, my favorite episode of the season
Hmm.
because specifically because going into it, and I feel like they did this on purpose. It was like I feel like they wanted us to see the episode come up and be like, oh no, 70 minutes. Oh no, wedding. Oh shit, this is gonna be like, the new Fishes or like the new season one episode where it's super stressful and it's super intense. And it's basically just an anxiety attack for the entire episode. And then you actually get surprised because, the wedding episode is actually the most chill, most like relaxing, like wholesome vibe. And I felt like that switch was so fucking brilliant. And I'm so glad that they did that because it could have just been another, Fishes episode where it's just nonstop panic for the entire runtime. And it would have been fine. It would have been all right. It would have been, one of those episodes where everyone's just like, oh man, that episode was crazy. But I love that it was the opposite. I loved that they were like, yeah, no, we're going to actually kind of do the complete opposite. We're going to make things really calm. And it's going to basically just boil down to helping a little girl get over her fear of dancing. And I was just like, fuck, man, I love the show. I love these characters.
Ongoing
And
bit that I enjoyed so much throughout the season was Kami's complete inability to do maths.
yeah.
Man can't do maths for shit. Like that whole
Oh my
sequence where
God.
like she's like, we've got 10 apples for like $5, and it's like, why do we need apples?
Yeah, like, no, it's not about the apples.
The apples are a cousin.
Oh,
Right, no, I got it, I got it. So what about like leeks?
what? Oh my God.
What are you
I
talking?
love
Or like, so that's three
just
months, 2 months. Fuck me.
like just talking right past each other. He's just lost in his own
He
world.
can't. He can't do maths, but you should stop making him do maths. He can't do it. And the people
Speaking
will
of
say that
apples,
Jeremy Allen White is not doing comedic performance.
yeah, oh my God, I watched the video talking about the Emmy noms, and they were talking about how like it was very biased towards like The Bear's not a comedy, and I was like, guys, come on, like Jeremy Allen White is very funny in the show at points, not the whole time, but yes, he is very funny, and that's okay. And I also just from speaking of the apples, it just reminded me of like a meme that I saw where it was like Kami constantly looks, and this is kind of, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say this, but like he kind of looks like a horse trying to eat an apple at points,
I've seen that. I've seen that one. Where it's
and
like
it
a horse trying to
cracks me
go
up.
for a sugar cube or something like that.
Yeah. And
Good.
it's like good stuff. Thank you, internet. But yeah, I don't know. I
I I loved
silent.
I think if I were to make predictions about season five, I'm thinking
Mhm.
that they are going to franchise the window. I thought that Rob
Yeah.
Reiner
Oh
was
my
here to
God.
like scam them, but no,
Yeah.
it seems like he's actually
No.
got good ideas. Um
God, that whole scene of him
oh,
interacting with computer
so
was
fucking funny.
so fucking funny because it was just like these two fucking weirdos interacting with each other for the first time. And it is the most cursed interaction you could possibly imagine, but it's
Hilarious.
incredible.
But they get to the same idea where it's like, yeah, open three windows. You've got like a good cashful like thing in the
Yeah.
background that will keep this restaurant afloat if you need it to. Because they've got a good moneymaker in the window.
Yeah.
And I think that that will probably happen. I reckon we're getting a Michelin star for the restaurant because like that whole bit
Mhm.
with the snow. And the
Oh my
guy who
God.
like saw them, I was like, that
Uh,
guy, that's the guy.
yeah.
We all know. And I was so
Well,
I was like so terrified that that was gonna like something was gonna explode and like that wires were gonna
Oh
end
yeah.
there and there was gonna be like a fire and it was like gonna like completely blow up in their faces. But no, it was actually just really good and nice and they fucking nailed it. I was like, oh thank I was just so glad. It's like
Yeah.
with the final surprise project, I'm like, that's the sort of thing you should guys should be doing. Like that's the it's like you don't need like huge like massive things. Like that's the sort of
Mm,
thing that it's the
yeah.
intention behind it. Like that's all you need. And I think that Kami will come back in a like lesser role because I think he's right in that like Sid is the bear, she's the bear, and like he said it
Yeah.
over and over again. It's like, no, you're good at this. Um, and I totally get why she was so fucking upset with him. Like, don't get me wrong, like that feeling of
Mm,
abandonment is very real, but like I think that we're so close. Like we have like one more like bit to get through where like the two of them finally realize that like yeah, Kami gets to realize that he actually wants to be around, and Sid gets to realize that she can absolutely do this, and she has great ideas, and like this is her baby. Like she is the one that should be in charge of this. I think that all
and
of those things, all those very healing things, are in there. I can understand why people are frustrated with like Tina's whole arc in the season because it was lacking.
yeah,
It wasn't
I
there
can
wasn't
see
a
that.
ton going on. But I was just thrilled with like the crew that ended up being in the bear with like so
Oh my
happy Luke
God,
is back.
yeah.
The number of people who
Oh
were like,
my
"Oh my God,
God.
Sid and Kami should get together." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Have you seen Sid
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Luca? Like those two need to
Yeah.
bang.
They have so much
They have
chemistry.
chemistry." Um,
Yeah.
the bit
Um,
with fucking Marcus, Marcus's roommate.
oh my God, I love that guy
Just
so
being
much.
like, he's just so much hotter than I was expecting. I'm like,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to be so sexy. And it's like screen cap.
King, honestly, I get it.
God.
He's so great in it. And then obviously everybody from Ever that comes in, like Jessica,
Oh my God, yeah.
I need Richie
Yeah,
to ask her out.
yep,
For the love
yeah.
of God.
Oh my God, the tie scene. I was like,
Richie, you
Richie,
have to ask her out. For the love,
bonk. Like, come
please.
on, man. What are you
Like you
doing?
gotta. Again, the show
Oh
doesn't really
man.
care about romance, so it's probably not going to like actually occur, but I'm like, please.
Well,
You've got like
I think it will. I feel like it will. I mean, I feel like they've been teasing it so much that like it kind of has to happen at this point. Like there's so much there. And I feel like Richie genuinely deserves to be
happiness.
with Jess. Yeah,
But
like he
yes, no,
deserves happiness.
absolutely.
Like he deserves to be with Jess. Because I feel like there's chemistry, they work well together,
Hmm.
and I also just love that like, you know, everything from Forks, yeah, it was Forks,
Yeah.
has carried through all this time later. Like, the crew from Ever, the fact that like, you know, Richie takes on the whole idea of like making it special for every single person. And like, like you talked about with the snow, like making it, really personal and like you're going out of your way to, treat people well. I love that all of that stuff carries through into this season essentially. Luca's coming back, like it's all so satisfying and so clean, and I'm just like, oh, this is great stuff.
And shout out
Like
to
this is exactly
Marcus,
what I wanted.
for
Oh my
being
God.
the best new chef. Because
Yeah.
we stand a man who put his head down and just wanted to make good stuff, and he did it. He fucking did it. I love him so much. I love Marcus. I love
Yeah.
everything that came out of like, and I love his relationship with Luca as well. I think they have a really fun like little relationship. I love the way that Kami respects Marcus in a way that
Mm.
he respects all of the people in the kitchen, but he has like a really special affinity for Marcus that I'm so fond of. Where he's like this fucking guy. Like nobody has to really worry about Marcus. He's like
Yeah.
he's got his stuff going on, but he puts his head down. He's just gonna deal with it.
Yeah. And like he needed a little bit of, firepower. Kami gave it to him. And
Yep,
that's all you need. Oh my God.
king.
But I also love that like Luca has a positive effect on Tina as well.
Yep,
Like that's one of those things where it's like it could be easy to just lump him in with Marcus and call it a day, but like no, he actually helps Tina out a lot, and like she gets it sub 3 minutes,
yeah.
which is fucking awesome.
She
Like
always had Hannah. We love Tina.
yeah,
We love Tina. I
yeah,
hope that Tina gets a little bit more to do next season though, where she gets to like explode, in like a good way, where she gets to like
hell yeah,
really shine. Because I love I think her name's Lisa, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Lisa.
Lisa
She's
Koyon
fucking
Zayas, she's
she's
so good.
phenomenal. I love the bear. I was so happy with this season, like all around. I
Mm,
love the little ways that like you learn they kind of showed that you learn more about people after they're gone. Like the fact that
Yeah.
fucking Bob Odenkirk shows up again. He goes, "No, we me and Mikey actually got on really well by the end. We sorted
Oh
our
my
shit out."
God.
And he
Biggest
was just
plot
like,
twist.
"What the
Yeah. What
fuck?
the fuck?
What do you mean?" Um,
Oh God,
I
so
loved
funny.
the scene with Kami listening to Donna's apology.
Oh yeah.
They're both
Yeah.
so fucking good in it.
Oh
Like,
my
and I
God.
love the fact that that's not like simple. I liked the fact that when I was watching it, I was like, this still feels self-serving, but like it kind of has to be. Like she kind of
Yeah.
has to be a little bit self-serving in this because it's not really about Kami in that moment. I know she's trying to give a lot to Kami, and I think
Mm,
it is something that is quite healing for him. But obviously, it's not fully healed. Like that's not going to be something that goes away
yeah.
very quickly or at all ever. But like as I was watching, I was like, it's there's something so interesting about the fact that this is both a genuine apology and still feels self-indulgent. Like when it comes to
Yeah.
like Donna as a character, but like
Yeah.
just the
I
Jeremy's
get that.
face in the entire thing. Oh my
Oh my
God,
God.
can't
Yeah.
like so good.
Best actor in a comedy.
Hell
But
yeah,
I
brother.
mean, yeah, yeah. Like not in a, negative way, not in like complimentary, affectionate in
Hmm.
parentheses. Because yeah. Um, but I mean, so many like little things as well. Like I loved honestly sweeps just crushing it on the wine pairings.
Hell yeah,
Like I
love
mean, that was
him.
fucking sick. Like I really want like a dedicated episode for him specifically in season
Yeah,
five. Just because like I really need just more of him because he's so cool.
he's so
He's just
cool.
crushing it.
I just love
Um,
Abra, like just I mean, killing it.
oh my,
He had the
oh
materials, and he was like,
my
"We are
God.
thinking small to get big. Like we
We
don't need to grow. Like we don't need to be like we don't need to go outside of our like bounds. We just gonna get on with it. I love him,
we have the
love
beef.
him. We have the beef.
And then everything else in that, following scene, like I'm loving it. Eat fresh.
No, you can't take those. No,
But up, 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 up. Just like it just kept going.
it's
And I was like, this is a comedy, guys.
it's
What are
so
you
funny.
talking about?
This season
It's so
specifically was
funny.
so much funnier than last season, admittedly. I
Yeah.
think they put a lot of the emphasis on the facts last season to carry the comedy,
Yeah.
which is why I think people were getting pissed off with them, but I think they balanced it way more this season. And I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
for sure.
"Hey, who's going to be Francie?" Oh, of course it's Brie fucking
Brie
Larson.
Larson.
Oh, by the way, Natalie Brazzano, as it turns out, confirmed bisexual.
What
Huge
the fuck?
day. Huge news. Wasn't expecting it. Absolutely obsessed with it.
Never in a million years would I have clocked that that would be the T between these two.
Love it.
And yet, oh my God, perfection,
I
chef's
don't even
kiss.
think that
Like,
was the tea. I think it was just part of their relationship.
yeah, like I thought that. Yeah, I love that we still don't really know what
We have
happened.
no idea.
It's so, yeah, it's like the most vague shit in the world, and it's just like, yeah, we don't need to know. Like, but I also love that they actually do kind of patch things up a little bit by the end of the
Yeah,
wedding. It's
but this
very
is the
sweet.
thing that the wedding episode it is the antidote to Fishes, right? Like Fishes was
Yeah.
all about like the breakdown of communication. I think that theirs was all about the like building up of like communication of like
Mm.
seeing each other and where they're at and all this sort of stuff, and us finding out that how terrified Richie is of the concept of AI
That,
and the singularity. Hilarious.
which again, Mission
He's right.
Impossible, it permeates everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's in everything at this point. Like even actually, well, I'll get to it later. But yeah, like wonderful episode. I just love the fuck. I mean, I know that there's technically an in-universe explanation for it, and it doesn't. It kind of makes sense, but like the table just being
It's just
ridiculously
so
wide.
so big.
It's like a fucking tent, and it's like, you know what? Sure. Like, there are people that are going to criticize that, being like, it's not realistic. And to them, I say,
Who
shut
cares?
the fuck up.
Who cares? It's
It's good TV.
fun. Also, you never hidden under a table before? That shit is dope.
Yeah, it's gigantic when you're under there. It's like the TARDIS, guys. Come on. So that was awesome, and yeah, just very very sweet just to see all of those characters underneath there. And I just love that Claire was just like, "What are you afraid of, Kami?" No, but really. And it's
Tell me
like,
what you're afraid of.
yeah, it's
The
like,
the whole bit where he's trying to apologize for her, it was like painful because like you're just like, Kami, can you just say use your words? I'm begging you to use your words. Please say anything.
no, I love that it was just yeah, like this really, romantic thing where it's like he starts running somewhere and it's like, oh, he's going to Claire, and then it just, it took him some time to get
Surprise.
there. Yeah.
Um,
Oh my God, Ted being there as well. I was like, Please don't tell me Ted is hooking up with Claire. Jesus Christ. And
Yeah,
it's
that
like,
was
thank
what
fuck he
they.
isn't.
No, he's not. He's
Yeah.
he's with a girl. He really likes her and he loves her
Yeah.
and they're
Oh,
great
that
together.
was that was cute.
They're cute as
Yeah.
hell. And I think that scene between the two of them was the only time I got frustrated with Claire. Only time,
Mm,
but only because when he was like, when like being with you makes me feel like I'm on fire. I was like, oh, I know what he means. It's just like a lot of
mm.
emotion. He doesn't know how to deal with it. And she's like, what do you mean it makes you feel like you're fucking on fire? I'm like, okay, use your brain a little bit. Okay, let's engage our thinking caps and realize that like he's not saying that like he's like gonna like that's a bad thing. He just means it's a
Mm.
lot. Like, and he doesn't know
Yeah.
what to do with it. It's also not about her in any way, shape, or form in that moment where it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like
It's absolutely about him.
it's fully about him,
Um,
and I'm like, okay,
yeah.
again, we need to use our thinking caps and all this other stuff. I don't honestly know that. I mean, in my like perfect reality, they continue on as just friends, and they
Mm.
don't get back together, because I think that they're ultimately wrong for each other. I think that their relationship is only built off of like a mutual like understanding of who they used to be. I don't think Claire recognizes who Kami is now and like
Mm.
isn't like fully in for like that whole thing. But I have a feeling that I'm gonna be wrong and they'll probably end up together. But like I don't think I don't think that they're clearly not made for each other. It's like the way I feel about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it kind of brings up just the questions of can people change? Because I feel like Kami can, like the
Mm.
best, but if he steps away mostly from the kitchen and isn't pushing himself constantly, like, because I think one of my favorite things to kind of connect the dots between is going back to season two and like the fact that like you know there was like this little seed of an idea where he was drawing clothes and like drawing jeans in his when he was growing up and stuff, and the fact that Claire like brings that up specifically, I was like, I mean, who knows, right? But I think it could be interesting if going into season five, Kami does start to split his creative ambitions in a slightly
Elsewhere.
different direction.
I was
Yeah.
wondering because there's a sequence in it where he goes off and like goes to an old museum and starts looking at all
Oh
the
yeah.
furniture, and I
Yeah.
was like, I actually could see Kami being a carpenter.
Mm.
I think like I could see him like I think because I think he's somebody who absolutely needs to be doing something with his hands, and I
Yeah.
think the idea of him like taking his time with something slow and that doesn't need to like be like consumed to be like, enjoyed and it can actually be enjoyed over time and all that sort of stuff and like working with wood I think would make a lot of sense for him if he decided to go
Yeah.
down that route, but like that's the only reason I wasn't sure otherwise why that scene was in there because I feel like it was setting
Like,
something up.
I feel like that's very much a slow burn type thing where we're kind of getting closer to that idea of Kami stepping away and trying to figure out where his passions lie elsewhere and trying something else. Because I feel like, yeah, it when he's dedicated so much of his life and his time to cooking in such a stressful and high pressure environment, like I think he
An
does need
abusive
to step away.
environment. This is part of the other
Yeah.
thing is like
Oh
he
yeah.
needs to learn how to let it not be the thing that he learned it to be, which is not the way I kind of wanted to put it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I do think that like him kind of going off in almost a completely different direction would potentially be
Benefit
good
him.
for him. I mean, yeah, it would absolutely kind of help. And yeah, just I mean, obviously still being in the kitchen as like a mentor figure for Sydney and like helping out, the crew, but like yeah, not being, not having the entire weight of the world on his shoulders, um, is a good thing.
Mm,
Surprise, surprise.
for
So yeah,
sure.
yeah, I want the best for him. But
So
yeah.
do I. I want the best for all of them. I think that I think that if we're going to do anything with season five, I think it should be the end. I just don't think that there's anything
Mm.
to anywhere more to go beyond the season five. I'm happy to be wrong, but I don't see how much more like mileage they get out of like a lot of the stuff in this. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I do. Okay, I want you to read off your list real quick, and then I think we need to wrap
Okay.
up because it's been like for two
Yes. Yeah.
fucking
This
hours.
once again, another 2 hour episode because I just can't stop yapping. Okay, so in terms of like the other things on my list, so I think we covered Taskmaster, but yeah,
Yeah.
season 19, incredible, 10 out of 10. Uh, okay, so this one's gonna make you a little upset, but I did see the Materialists. Look, I liked it. Okay, I know that it's a bit controversial. Some people don't really like it.
Mm,
Um, and obviously it's not as good as Past Lives, because come on, Past Lives is like one of those movies,
yeah.
but I really enjoyed it. I had a great time with the Materialists. Yeah, it was just a wonderful vibe. Maybe tear up a few times. Very good stuff. Not movie or TV show related, but Death Stranding 2 is taking up my entire life. Oh my God, I have barely played through the story. I mean, I'm like halfway through the story, I think. But like, I just love doing deliveries and just doing all the side content because there's so much side content in this damn game, and the stuff that I haven't even found or interacted with yet. So yeah, that game is insane. But I'm loving it. It's ba 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 ba. It's great. And then yeah, so then I also saw the new Pixar movie Elio, which nobody has seen because yeah,
I don't even know if
but
it's out here. I've seen no information about it coming out.
yeah, there's no marketing for it apparently. I guess it's all just on Instagram and Twitter, but I I really liked it. I thought it was very sweet, very cute. It made me emotional. What can I say? It's one of my favorite Pixar movies to come out in like the last couple of years, and it makes me so sad that nobody's seeing it because it's like ugh, it was so good, and it's also got like a weird like puppy creature that is the main character's best friend, who's an alien, and it's the most adorable thing I've ever seen. Like I would die for that thing. So yeah, love that. I did a double feature last weekend of technically it's called Megan, but I always call it Mithrigan because it's got a three. So yeah, I saw Mithrigan and Mithrigan 2, which look like I know the craze has kind of all died at this point, but Mithrigan is she's so camp. She serves so much cunt. It's incredible. Like I mean I don't know how much you know about the doll movie, but like
Just that people like it. I'm not like particularly familiar with it as a like I know that like she's dull. That's about as far as I get. And she does
she's
a
dull.
dance.
Yeah, she does a dance, which is it's so camp, but I love it. Yeah, she sings randomly out of nowhere just to kind of calm down the main character, but she's also like a killer robot. So yeah, the first movie is such a vibe. The second movie is very strange. It's not really a horror movie anymore. It's more of like an action sort of vibe, sort of like genuinely kind of like Mission Impossible in some ways, which is really strange. It's about like AI and like singularity and all that sort of stuff,
Wild.
and self-awareness. So it's very weird. But yeah, again, nobody saw that, but I did, and I kind of enjoyed it. And it also had something that was almost identical to something in Death Stranding 2, which really took me out of the movie because I was like, wait a second, what the fuck's happening? Like it was almost one to one, and I was genuinely shocked. Then we have the new Game Changer season. I mean, yeah,
Yeah. I'm
so
not we're
good.
not gonna get into that because otherwise we'll be here for
Oh no,
fucking ever, but
yeah,
like it's great.
absolutely. But yeah. So One Shot, which was amazing, probably the funniest episode I've seen that they've done. I think. Actually, no, sorry, no, that it's not that one. It's Rules, but One Shot was great.
Roulette.
But yeah, but the Roulette one, funniest episode that they've done, I think, in a long time. So good, especially the ending is just so chaotic. And then Pitches, which was this week's one, which was interesting. Not quite what I expected,
What was that?
but the this week's one, Pitches,
Oh, the
where they like,
episode. Right,
yeah,
right, right, right.
yeah, yeah.
I thought you were
Um,
talking. That was like I don't know. What movie? No, I'm.
yeah, yes, Pitches. But yeah, no, Pitches was I don't know what it's called, but regardless, it was the one where they pitch things. Very strange, not quite what I was expecting, but the the one with the one that obviously we're both a fan of that Katie did with Dimension 20 on a bus without a bus was unbelievably funny.
I cannot. I cannot. It's just too
God,
much.
just like I mean, just the whole like we're gonna
It's
walk from like North Hollywood to LAX.
it's called Fool's Gold, by the way.
Oh, Fool's Gold, yeah. But yeah, that just the idea of walking to LAX sounds like the most horrifying idea I could possibly imagine.
Abria is on Tumblr, like responding to people who are making like fan art and like headcanons and stuff with like genuine sincerity. It's very funny.
God,
Genuinely so fucking funny.
yeah.
Unsurprisingly, the one of Brennan announcing his departure to go make American Girl shoot.
Oh my God, and the website as well.
It's so good. It's doing the best so far. But yeah,
Yeah, I
keep
mean,
going.
not surprising. But yes. So yeah, wonderful. Then I finally finished Silo season 2, which took me like a year.
So I haven't done that.
Oh shit. Okay.
I need
Um,
to, but I haven't done it.
fair enough. But yeah, no, it was like I feel like I had a similar reaction to the first season where like a bit slow in the middle, like not 100% sort of clicking with me. But then as you kind of get into the second half, it starts to pick up speed, and it's like, okay, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere, and like it
Think
just
I'm
keeps
on like
hitting.
episode 6 or something like that, which is I think I'm in that middle part slump where I'm like, I have to get back to
Mm.
I gotta.
But oh my God, it's just worth it for Steve Zahn, to be honest, who I've been like a ride or die for years at this point. But yeah, fucking love Steve Zahn. He does some of his best work in the show. He's so good, especially towards the end, which I won't spoil. But yeah, he's so good. And again, I don't think he was nominated for an Emmy, which
No.
again, come on, man, get rid of one of the fucking White Lotus people and just like give it to my boy Steve. He crushed it. He's so good. And he deserves more recognition. So yeah, he was amazing. And then two more things. So I promise we're almost done. So one is Superman, which I saw last week, and I've been thinking about it all week because it really is that good. It's oh my God. I just again discourse. People bring up so many different things, positive and negative, but I loved it. It was very chaotic, very messy, but in a good way. Where I was just like, you know what? I haven't felt this much for a comic book movie in ages. Like it's just so refreshing, the way it's shot, the way it's, edited, like the music, the iconography, but also like the emotion and the heart behind it. It's just like, damn, dude, like this really, I don't know, it was just such a fun experience and I had a great time with it. Not one of the best movies of the year, but like for me, just an absolute blast. So good. And then the final thing is not at all a movie or a TV show or a video game. It is a music video made by a certain band that we're both very familiar with that
I'm
came out
not wearing
last
one of my
month.
shirts today. They're both in the
Yeah,
wash.
but it is The Contract by 21 Pilots.
Hell yeah, brother.
That music video, hell yeah. That music video I have watched like fucking 30 times or something. I don't know.
Tyler,
So
where
good.
are you? I need another single now. I know you released the track list yesterday, but nobody believes it's real.
And also like is there lore on the pencil? I need to know. Just for myself specific. But yeah, no, God, that music video is so good. I've
It
listened to the
bugs.
song genuinely almost every single day since it came out.
It's
It's
bang.
so good.
I've got my yearly playlist. I've made it like because I was like I got a bit sick of some of the Spotify's bullshit. So I have it. I have for the part not I don't like specifically 3 years, but there has been 3 years now where I've made a playlist that I've called Sunrise Parabellum, which is a Disco Elysium reference.
Oh, nice.
And then they I call that's my yearly playlist. So I'm just putting like all my new releases that I want to like pay attention to. So Lord's new album is in there.
Oh yeah.
I've turned you on to Ellie Dixon. Very proud of myself.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, the
It's been a
contract is in
mainstay for
there.
me.
There's a new David Keenan single that I'm so fucking happy with, and there'll be another one in a couple of weeks. So I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, I get it. I get it.
Yep. I'm slowly getting out of the 21 Pilots brain rot, but
They'll
oh
suck you
my
back
God,
in
it's
the
so
moment you leave. They'll be like,
they're just so good.
yeah, that's
And
my
like I
band.
keep going back to their albums. I keep going back to every single album because
That's
they're
my
just so good.
band.
So yeah. And yeah, I will probably yeah. I mean I will continue watching the rest of the music videos for sure. Because they're just so good. They're so cool.
Law, law,
Um
law, law.
there's so much love. Yeah. Necromancy. What a vibe. So I think that's basically it.
Vibe. I have
I
not watched that
promise.
much stuff. The only other thing that I watched that I watched a little movie the other day called Ride the Eagle.
Oh, right. Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson movie, which was really sweet. It
Hell
was
yeah.
exactly as I love movies like that. Again, prime three-star movie.
Hell yeah.
That it is like just like a sweet little thing about like a guy doing some stuff, and it's like it happens within a little period of time. Darcy Carden's there. It's all great. It's just a sweet film.
Oh my God. Hell yeah.
It's like you're not going to
Love
get
that.
anything like massively revelatory out of it, but I'll watch Jake Johnson pottering about the woods for a good few hours. It's great. And then the other thing is that I saw the Phoenician Scheme the same week
Oh
I saw
yeah, I did
28
see
Days
that.
Later,
Yeah.
and which is like good. It was a good film.
Yeah.
I was like
Yeah.
solid Wes Anderson entry. It didn't hit the same way that Asteroid City hit for me, but I know that it did for
Mm,
other people, so I'm like, chill. You know what?
yeah.
That's for them. Asteroid City is mine movie. I am going to wrap this up now because we've been talking for a
Yes.
long time. I actually might be,
Yes.
as we're here at the end of it, I might release this in two parts, just
Yeah.
so that it's not gonna, I'm not gonna dump it all on everybody like in one go.
Sorry guys.
We will see how it feel after I stick it in the old Premiere timeline. But if you
Mhm.
have stick around for the both, I think this will be two episodes. If you stuck around for both of them, thank you. We'll be back next month. I don't know if Thineth will be with me or somebody else. I've not decided yet. We will get there. We'll see. I, anyway, thanks for listening. We had just so much to say. it's hard to, it's sometimes the girls go yap,
Yeah, we just gotta yap. Yeah, we love yapping.
love gotta yap. But thank you for listening. And watch movies, I guess,
Yeah, watch TV.
and watch TV, do all of that sort of stuff. Bye, guys.